Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Business and Brews. I'm Matt Pierce and we're coming at you from the backyard of our next interviewee. I've been working on this guy for about a year and he finally said yes. So thanks so much for being here. Yeah, hey Matt, thank you so much for making this super long commute to come over here and hang out in my backyard. Today I'd like to introduce you to a mildly successful Birmingham area entrepreneur, Matt Pierce. Thanks for being here, Matt. Yes, that's right, mildly successful. Hey, let's get started. The first thing we always like to do is ask for you to give us your company's elevator pitch. So 3, 2, 1, go. Immediate is a on-demand pay platform that allows employees to get paid whenever they want in case something unexpected happens. Instead of having to wait till payday or turn to alternative predatory lending services, they can access their own earned but unpaid wages at a nominal transaction fee. That was great, very succinct. Probably, I would say out of the 15 or 20 of these we've done, top tier. By top tier, I mean top 50%. Nice work. Did you say 15% or 50%? No, not 15%, top 50%. Not as good of a compliment. Who's in the bottom 50%? You don't want to answer. Second question, why? Why what? Come on, dude, get with the program. Why did you start the company? Oh, why did I start the company? Really out of a need. I'd been working on a previous company. It was in the home health and home care software, and had a big prospect who told me I wasn't really solving their need. And when I kind of put on my consulting hat instead of my sales hat, I said, what is the bigger need that you're looking for? And she said, my turnover is atrocious. It's over 60% a year. They had about 2,000 employees. And so every month they were training 100 new employees to get them up to speed. And I said, well, how could I help you in reducing your turnover? She said, it's easy, it's money. And I thought that was a really interesting conversation. As we kind of went down and peeled back some of the layers of the onion, she essentially told me she couldn't start paying people weekly because it would double the cost of her payroll expense from bi-weekly to weekly, and it was too much of a headache to try to do on a daily basis. And so I went and spent some time really thinking about it over the next month or so, and sat down with a mentor of mine and pitched this idea for Immediate, which essentially allows us to seamlessly integrate with existing time tracking and payroll systems. So at the end of a shift, an employee can see exactly how many hours have been worked and how much money's been earned since their last payday. And then, as I mentioned during the elevator pitch, we just allow them access to that for a nominal transaction fee. That's great. Another question, I don't ask this often, but I think it'd be fun to ask you, who inspires you the most? Number 1 is Jesus. Number 2 is the Dalai Lama, and number 3 is Kelly Clarkson. Hey, no way, that's mine too. Small world. Bro, when she hits the high notes on some of these songs, it is like melt my heart. Kelly Clarkson. Dude, sparks are flying. Goosh, goosh. Tell us, and I know just because of the seat that you're sitting in, or I guess I should say the seat that I'm sitting in that you're normally sitting in, but not right now, you're not sitting in it, but if you were sitting in this seat, you get this, I don't even know how to say this at this point. I guess, what's the best startup advice you've ever heard? Always look at your company and always look at the opportunities that you're facing and try to make the best decisions for the company as a whole. This is one of my favorite questions to ask, and probably, I'm guessing, one of your favorite questions to answer. Let's hear a scrappy startup story. It was actually in my first job out of college. I was a 100% commission salesperson. And I'd been working on this large opportunity in South Alabama. It's about a 3-hour drive, and I went down every Wednesday for 7 straight weeks. And finally I came in, I was selling knee braces, back braces, and in this particular instance, post-op ice therapy packs. And so I'd packed up these ice therapy packs in a cooler, I drove them down, I was showing them to the doctor, and this was the lead doc, and he said, listen, Matt, talked about it in our team meeting yesterday, and the biggest concern is that our nurses aren't going to have a place in the freezer to put their lunches. And I said, okay. And he said, so for that reason, we're not going to be able to move forward with you. And like any good salesperson, I said, so are you telling me that the only thing preventing you from signing a contract with me is freezer space? And he said, yes. So I said, I'll be back in an hour. And I hopped in the car and I drove about 3 to 4 traffic lights away to a Lowe's, and I went in and I bought a $400 freezer, and the guy said I can deliver it by Friday, and I said no, I need it now. I pulled out my wallet. Again, I was 100% commission, so I didn't have a whole lot of money. I pull out every dollar I had. My guess is it was probably like 35, 40 bucks, and I gave it to the guy and I said, please take this with me right now. Let's go. We'll be back in 15 minutes. And so we hop in his truck. We take this fridge or this freezer down the street, and we wheeled it in. It was perfect timing. It was like right as I was walking in the hallway, the doctor came out of an office, and he said, "Are you kidding me?" And I said, and I held up the contract and a pen, and I said, I said, "Fix the freezer space." Oh wow! And he walks up, he signs the contract, and I got him done. So that was my first big deal that I closed, and it was one of those things that I think is really important as a salesperson to recognize that you can always listen, you can always ask more questions, and you can always try to figure out ways to solve needs. And in this situation, I felt like I had a good enough product that was really going to help this doctor in taking care of his patients, and I wasn't going to let freezer space be the one thing that kept me from getting that deal. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us for another episode of Business and Brews. It's going to be an awesome 2022. Keep coming back for more, lots of cool stuff. I guarantee you most of these will be better than this guy's interview. Nothing personal, no offense. Okay, cool. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Matt Pierce. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye now? What am I, on the phone?
Hey everybody, this is Matt Pierce coming in live from Business and Brews. Today, I'm your host, Matt Pierce, and our guest is, we've been trying to get him for about a while. His name is Matt Pierce.